Ho 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 motherfuckers, hey what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to another glorious Medieval 2 online battle. I hope you guys enjoyed the intro of it. It was kind of fun to make and it was a really fun concept to do. So we are playing on a Christmas mod for Medieval 2, me and Pixelated Apollo. Apollo is playing as kind of the Santa Land as it's called, and I am playing as the Great Mongol Invasion. Genghis Khan is not happy that he has been put on the naughty list and he is currently invading Lapland, hopefully going to go ahead and right that wrong. And I feel like, you know, Genghis Khan wants to become the new Santa. You know, he's going to defeat him and put himself there so he can decide who's naughty and nice. But yes, before we get started, I just want to go ahead and wish everyone a happy Christmas. Even if you don't celebrate it, I hope you guys are just having a good week and everyone's looking forward to the new year and all the crappiness. If anyone had any crappy parts of this year, of 2016, hopefully in 2017 everything will be better and everyone can kind of just look forward to that and put all the stress and everything else behind them. And I also want to take this time to say a massive thank you to the entire support on my channel throughout this year. It's been absolutely crazy and I appreciate it so much. That I even have a chance to do this full time is absolutely amazing, and I thank you guys. It's completely down to you guys, so I appreciate it so much. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we'll run through the army comps quickly. I'm actually going to pause it because the battle kicks off very quickly and we'll run through what everyone's bringing. If you want to skip this, there should be a timestamp in the description down below which you can click and that'll just take you straight to the battle when these great nations are going to collide. So on my front line I have 4 units of these Mongol infantry. Now I haven't played the Mongols much in Medieval 2 and I haven't really played Medieval 2 much at all in recent months, so I'm not too up to date with these guys, but these guys are actually really good, and I was surprised. I wish I would have brought more of them because obviously they have their bow, but they're also like super high tier heavy infantry as well. Well, not super high tier, but they'll definitely hold their own against pretty much anything. So I wish I would have brought more of these guys, but I did only bring 4 of them, which is kind of unfortunate for me. As well as that, on my back line, I think I bought 8 units of dismounted heavy lancers. They were my most heavily armored units, so I thought I'd just spam these guys out. Me and Apollo played with quite a lot of money because obviously we're just messing around in this mod, nothing too super serious. Oh no, I did bring some light lancers as well, so I must have bought like 6 units of heavy lancers and then 1 or 2 of these light lancers, which are a bit less armored, don't have as much face mask protection or anything like that. Then I brought 2 units of these trebuchets, which don't really do too much for me in this battle. Maybe I would have been better off actually getting another unit of infantry, but I won't spoil it too much for you guys. Oh yeah, also this battle is actually crazy close. Like, it literally goes down to the wire, just like any good siege battle should. Then we have my bodyguard right here with Genghis Khan sitting upon his steed ready to charge into battle. Then as we move over, I have 4 units of these dismounted heavy lancers with my cavalry, and then I have the Khan's guard. I was about to say Khan's general, but they look really cool. I love the helmets. Very beautiful right there. And I have 4 units of them to go up against Apollo's reindeer. Yes, I said reindeer. So Apollo is playing as Santa Land and he has a glorious force. I have plate armor, I have spears, I have not iron weapons, but I have really sharp weapons, and Apollo has people dressed as Santa on a reindeer with a wooden stick. I don't know who, thinking about that, you'd assume I would win, just easily in this battle, but, Apollo has magic on his side, and magic, trumps all. So, yep, Apollo has 4 units of these mounted Santas. They're obviously just dressed as Santa. This dude is doing a little break dance right there. He's like, whoa, you guys ready for Christmas? And they're all forming up, looking glorious. As well as that, the Santa faction has like Krampus involved in it. I assume, the faction's supposed to be played, both people are supposed to play this faction, and one side's supposed to pick Krampus and the other side's supposed to bring Santa and kind of have that engagement. But me and Apollo thought we'd spice it up. So, yeah, Apollo also has this light cavalry, which is, the mounted Krampuses. They have pitchforks. I would pick these guys over the Santas any day because they actually have pitchforks, whereas Santas just have sticks. But I guess the reindeers can probably impale people on their horns and stuff, so that's probably also pretty good. As we move back, we have some of Apollo's foot Santas. I laugh every time I see these guys. So he has like 3 or 4 of these foot Santas. As well as that, he has these pretty hot-looking Christmas elves right here. They're kind of like Naffatoon throwers. They throw these snowballs which just explode, so they can do brutal amounts of damage if they so desire. As well as that, he does have this rocket launcher led by some Krampuses, which is going to unleash Christmas joy upon my grand army. As well as that, there is another foot Santa right here holding down the line. As we move back, there's some more of Krampuses, lining up ready to give their lives. I think there's 2 units right there. Then we have the chosen Santas, which have shields, which have presents as shields. That looks absolutely awesome. I was trying to look for a red-nosed reindeer, but I can't seem to find any. I don't actually know, oh, there he is right there. There is, I guess, the official Santa. It'd be cool if they changed his mount to have, a red nose, riding Rudolph. That'd be pretty cool. But that's awesome that, you actually just see that and he's got his special model. That looks glorious. Santa will pay for keeping me off his nice list. Then we have the snowman army. We have some snowmen which are heavy infantry. With their brooms, they will penetrate my heavy armor. Hopefully not, but by the looks of it, they're going to do that. So he has 2 units of these guys, and then a trebuchet of his own. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin the battle by watching this glorious unleash of my artillery. We're going to be going in, trying to smash down some of these artillery pieces if I can. But then Apollo is going to quickly retaliate. My archers are going out as well. You can see the volleys going in, burning a few of these foot Santas down, making the line a little bit easier. But Apollo is going to retaliate with his Krampus artillery crew. And I mean, look how much damage that's immediately taking out an entire trebuchet right there, and also ripped through my lines. Look how many dead soldiers are laying there. Luckily, they take a long time to reload. However, he's taken out this trebuchet, which cost me like 1,200 gold pieces. So, that's already, his siege equipment has already paid for itself. As well as that, he took out some of my foot soldiers and, even more of my heavy lancers back there as well. So whilst that thing's reloaded, I realised I can't stay here. I have to advance upon his Santas, which he has smartly put into loose formation right there. But I say that took, I say that takes a long time to reload, but apparently it doesn't. Apollo is going to unleash another brutal volley, which is just going to rip through. You can see the fireworks just kind of going through my line, killing so much more of my infantry. Wow. I did not expect them to do as well as they did. I'm going to continue to just shoot another volley, but yeah, if anything, this is told me that I have to be quick. I have to advance on him. I'm moving up some of my artillery to get, closer range inside the city, and I'm charging up my forces as best I can. Whilst I'm doing this, Apollo is going to send a shot just tearing through my general's bodyguard right there. Santa is no gentleman. He will kill the general if he can, and that's exactly what he's doing, as my heavy lancers are taking another huge shot from the rocket artillery. My God, that thing is just straight up brutal. Look how much dead is left. And then the trebuchet is going to come in again, luckily missing my clumped up infantry. However, it is now my turn to retaliate with my trebuchet. Unfortunately, I did miss out. However, I'm feeling pretty confident on this right flank, so I'm going to try my best to kind of use this cavalry and just overwhelm Apollo. He does have it does actually have an extra unit of reindeer, I guess. Oh no, these are actually horses. An extra unit of cavalry on this right flank, but hopefully my spears will support me. The infantry engagement has broken out now as the fight for the North Pole continues. You can see my heavy lancers going to war with his Santa's guard. But then there we have it. The elves are now throwing a few of their snowballs over the heads of their artillery. I also peppered down this rocket artillery as well. Look at the magic! This is what I'm saying. Santa has magic on his side. But yeah, the elves are throwing in their explosive snowballs, and that's going to be doing plenty of damage to my main line. It really is. I'm also going to try and move some infantry around the side to get into the city to stop Apollo from really reinforcing. But I mean, look at this. These Santas are doing really, really well against my main line. Look how many dead are laying there compared to how many of Apollo soldiers are laying dead on the ground. So you can definitely see these Santa's foot soldiers are actually pretty good. They're doing plenty of damage to me, and really I have to be using my archers to, you know, really whittle down the enemy. We've got another artillery shot coming in. I assume it's trying to take out my own catapults, but they did thankfully miss. The cavalry engagement is soon to be on the way. I'm charging in my Khan's guard, lancers down, cheering for the great Khan as we try and mow down Apollo's reindeer. I think we are getting closer as he tries to scatter, tries to fall back, and we are going to get a beautiful charge off on them. However, these are not easy foes. You can already see, even though I managed to get a decent charge off on Apollo's mounted Santas, they are just cutting me down. Plenty more of my dead over here. As well as that, Apollo's going to get a beautiful charge there into the side of my flank. Both parties losing several soldiers. I'm then going to advance my heavy lancers into this engagement to re-support me. As well as that, the reindeer are charging across to my horses. Oh, just getting cut down. And again, over here as well, we are meeting out a pretty hefty engagement right here. Apollo does have plenty of soldiers on his side. He also brought out some of his Krampuses as well to go up against my heavy lancers. I really should have just brought, you know, more light infantry to the engagement. I also could have used this path as well, which Apollo has actually used. He's brought out a unit of foot Santas to get around the back of my spear line. Luckily, I do have some spears here to, you know, kind of counter that. But overall, you can see on my front line is actually starting to break now, which is really unfortunate. These chosen Santas have slaughtered my main line. Look at that. They've just gone to town, cutting them to pieces. This is going to open up, you know, Apollo a spare unit of infantry, which he's going to try and use to push on me. He can either use it to silence my archers back here or go after the back of my main line here. So it's really, you know, anything he wants to do. He is going to decide to charge against my Mongol infantry. However, we will fire a brutal volley at point blank, cutting down so many of these Santas. And then this is what really took me by surprise. I didn't realize how good the Mongol infantry is. They just start absolutely slaughtering these Santas, and I was not expecting that. With the support of their brothers to the left of them, you know, helping out with shooting and arrow volleys overhead. But I really did not expect these guys to do as well, because you guys saw how quickly my heavy lancers died. So, you know, I really was not expecting that. If we go back to the cavalry engagement, you can see that the Krampuses aren't doing as good as the Santas were doing. As well as that, Apollo has brought up some snowmen to help out in the engagement. Oh, this just looks so funny. Such a hilarious mod. The Khan is about to go in charging into the back of these foot Santas to try and help my spearmen, which are actually doing okay against them. And we're just going to hammer and anvil. We did lose a horse unit, and Apollo is going to bring out some of his own Krampuses into the side of my heavy lancers. He's managed to clean up a unit of cavalry over here. You can see that a lot of my horses are dead, but also a lot of these Krampuses are also dead. So it's a very even match cavalry-wise, I'm seeing.
We have lost half our warriors.
Half our forces are dead and half of Santa's forces are dead as the fight continues. All the cavalry is pretty much gone now. It's kind of broken down just into a pretty brutal melee with a lot of snowmen and a lot of infantry still fighting. These heavy lancers probably doing the best out of all my units. You can just see that line of dead right there as the Krampuses get killed. As well as that, Apollo has actually brought out a unit of these cheeky Christmas elves to help out his main line. Over here, the snowmen have slaughtered me. I guess it makes sense because, you know, if we stab a snowman, it's not really going to do a lot. But you can see the amount of dead just laying on the ground right now. There's like a few dead snowmen, but this entire unit of dismounted heavy lancers has just been absolutely wrecked. These snowmen are really good. And same over here as well. Just look at all my dead heavy lancers compared to the amount of dead snowmen laying down. That was definitely not a favourable engagement. And this right flank is about to be cleaned up by Apollo, which is not good. However, the centre is now going in my favour. I managed to push in my Mongol infantry to help out, and they completely slaughtered the rest of Apollo's infantry, which he had stationed here. As well as that, we shot the elves, which were here, down to pieces. You can already see a few of the arrows laying in the ground, in the snow. So that was definitely a good engagement. So I managed to win kind of the central engagement, and Apollo managed to win this right engagement. And also the kind of few units I sent round, Apollo cleaned them up with, you know, very few casualties actually. And now Santa is showing no mercy. He is just killing every single one of my routing units. Santa does not want anyone to, you know, get back to the mainland and kind of, you know, give information about him. He wants to stay a mystery, apparently. Or maybe he is just a savage and, you know, enjoys the death, much like the Khan does. So I decided to start shooting flaming arrows against the snowmen to see if it did any more damage, because these guys seem to be holding up extremely well. So I was wondering if maybe flaming shot could help out. I don't think it does, but you know, it was still something to take into account. Apollo has kind of seizing that he does have a bit of the advantage, even though, you know, it's not by much, and he's going to actually advance forward against me, bringing all his soldiers round from that broken flank, which if we just slow it down quickly, or, you know, yeah, we just slow it down a bit, we can see just the huge amount of casualties just stricken in the snow, just being covered by the falling snow. A lot of these Santas just frozen in places. Look at that. Yeah, the Santas have literally frozen. You're standing up. That's how cold it is. That's how brutal the Antarctic winter is. Same with the Krampuses as well. So much death. So let's go back up to normal speed and watch this battle unfold. The snowmen have pushed up. Oh, a pretty big artillery hit. That could have been so much bigger as he picks away a few more of my general's bodyguard. Damn, Santa is unhonorable, focusing down the general with his artillery. However, look at this. Look at this. My Mongol infantry are doing a really good job at holding back these snowmen. I wish I would have just got, you know, an entire army of these guys. We would have slaughtered everything. I really maybe should have looked at the stats a little bit. As well as that, we have some of these Krampuses and Santas which fought in the cavalry engagement, coming round and trying to outflank me. The archers are shooting as they run into them, and that's obviously taking down so many of their hit points, slaughtering them as they get closer and closer. However, they are about to get into the engagement. The catapult thankfully missing, and then my general's bodyguard, the Khan himself, just got so many of his horses killed by that catapult hit. So many. And that is actually going to go and force him back. I did manage to rout all the units coming in my flank, which is going to really help out. However, we do have Santa. Santa has left his safety of the city, and he is marching out right now. You can see him right there as he comes out. He's looking for Genghis Khan if he can. However, he's going to take the back of my infantry line or the side of my archers as a close second. I am going to volley him as he charges in. All honor has been lost in this battle. And the snowmen are also going to come in. But I mean, just look how well my infantry is doing right now. They are doing an amazing job, much better than my spearmen. Obviously, the spearmen, I guess, are spearmen, so it does make sense why they were doing, you know, just as well. However, Santa is going to allow me just to open up in his back and in his side with these Mongol infantry. I am starting to run a little bit low on ammunition. However, we are going to shoot him and force him back. I don't want him to come into any of my infantry. I'm going to force him away from the battlefield, stopping, you know, these hammer and anvils from really getting underway. We've got more trebuchets coming in. Again, I got really lucky with these trebuchets. I've obviously lost a lot of general horses to them, but besides that, it hasn't been too bad. I've got very lucky where they could have done, you know, like a huge hit. They haven't really been too bad, so I'm definitely counting my blessings there. Oh no, Santa is coming back, and he's actually going to charge me. I believe I'm going to use this opportunity to push my Khan round the side. I've seen his Santa is kind of low. We both have around about 13 men left in our general units, and he's actually currently engaged as well. And the Khan is going to put down his sword and not go in, apparently. Yeah, Apollo is going to run away with his general. I thought we fought there, but I guess we did not. And the fighting is going to continue. I believe I am starting to run out of a lot of ammunition now as these snowmen run down upon me. We have a catapult going overhead. These guys just need to shoot as many arrows through these snowmen so they just collapse. They get uneven and fall down. But I mean, that is a horrible sight, just seeing this endless army of snowmen advance slowly towards you. And we're just shooting volley after volley after volley, and it's really just not doing anything. These snowmen, they've got immortal armor on right now. We are taking down a few, but just not enough. They are going to reach my line, and their broomsticks are going to start hitting on my heavy armor. Actually, these archers did a really good job. Look at that trail of them. So yeah, these Mongol infantry, I'm definitely, if I ever play the Mongols again, I'm definitely going to bring more of them. So Santa has gone all the way around the city now. I'm going to move my general out. Oh, look at that huge hit by Apollo's trebuchet right there. Absolutely brutal. And my trebuchets, of course, just miss everything. The fighting over here is still continuing. I've got down to 60 units of infantry as some of my men move in. And then Apollo hits the back of his line there with some of his trebuchets. That's going to really help me out. So overall, I don't really have a ton of soldiers left. You can see that we've both lost around about 85% of our forces. The Khan is going to get a good charge off into the rear of these snowmen. However, you know, my main goal now is just to try and rout these guys round the backs of these lines. If I can, if I can rout them, that's going to definitely help me out. And I still have a general unit, so that's pretty good. Santa is going to go on a mission to take out my artillery crew, which he does succeed at, which was smart by Apollo, kind of minimizing that threat. However, my artillery didn't really do much this entire game, so I'm kind of happy to see them go. I'm also going to move around my Mongol infantry around the side of these snowmen and just volley them, and that is actually going to rout the entire snowman unit. So maybe their morale's weak, and that's how I should have kind of abused them. As well as that, I've managed to rout the other unit on the other side, so I'm going to send these snowmen back through my lines, killing them at will, and I'm also going to get ready to charge onto Santa as he comes pouring into my archer line. The Khan is going to go after Santa and, you know, capture him, kill him, whatever it takes to get him on the nice list so he can get his present on Christmas Day. Is Santa is still alive somewhere, right? Oh no, this is just mounted Santas. So Santa all the way over here. Oh yeah, Santa has retreated back to the city center. Santa is sitting in the safety of his home right now, not wanting to go out, which, you know, I do not blame him one bit. Santa is a smart guy for staying in here. The main engagement, you can see a balance of power is actually hugely shifting in my favor now. 90% of my forces have died and 94% of Apollo's forces have died. However, he does still have this brutal unit of Christmas elves which throw them explosive, I laughed when I went to say it, them explosive snowballs. You know, it just makes me laugh when the fact that they have them. So Apollo, you know, doesn't really have too much left now. He has this trebuchet, which obviously can go huge for him. He has these Nafatoon throwers and a unit of Krampus spearmen, which can hold their own. And obviously he has the city center as well, which is looking pretty good for him. However, I still have this entire unit. Oh my god, what a big hit from Apollo, killing about, you know, 15 to 20 dudes right there, which at this point in the battle is pretty big. He does still have some of these snowmen left as well, which are going to be holding me back, you know, kind of keeping me in place, allowing his trebuchet to keep on shooting. And I mean, honestly, that's something I need to silence right away, which is the reason why I'm going to be sending my general round the flank now. I need to get a charge off on that trebuchet to stop it from shooting if I have any chance of winning this battle. Oh, another close miss right there as the trebuchet goes over. We do manage to rout off the rest of these snowmen, which is really good for us. And now it's just a push on the city center. I've got some Mongol infantry. Apollo is going to do a really smart move, though, and move his Christmas elves around the corner of the battlefield, allowing them to throw into my flank and kind of hold me back with these Krampuses. This is really hard for me to get any of my my men round to kill these guys. They're protected from missile fire as well with the houses. I am going to cut down these Krampuses fairly easy. However, you know, as soon as these Christmas elves open up on them, they're just going to kill so many of my men. There's a few snowmen as well, and Santa himself is going to go in and actually rout this unit of Mongol infantry. There's 22 men I don't have anymore. That is pretty big, and Santa's going to chase him down like the bloodlusting man he is, killing my soldiers at will. What I could have done here is just run through onto the Christmas elves. That could have definitely have helped me out, you know, minimize casualties, as I think that's exactly actually what I'm doing now. I'm running onto these Christmas elves because they are just burning my people alive, just giving no prisoners right now. I managed to get a few soldiers onto the back of the line, which I think does stop them from shooting. As well as that, I charged in my general on the catapult crew, and I believe I am fighting Santa right now. Where is the Khan? The Khan is in here, and Santa is in here somewhere as well. If we keep an eye out for them. Santa is right over here, fighting some of my Khan's guard. He actually just killed someone right there. Santa, you murderer! With his present shield and his wooden stick, apparently is just super strong. My own general is in here somewhere as well, still alive, which is good. My men are pushing on, trying to take care of these Christmas elves. By the looks of it, man's power is looking very much in my favor right now. I just need to try my best to silence these Christmas elves as best as I can. But you guys get the idea of how close this battle actually is. What I needed to do here was just charge on everything, and I think I shouldn't have left this unit of infantry back here shooting right now as well. I should have definitely have charged these guys in, because it's going to give these Christmas elves another time to start throwing, and that's just so huge. That's going to rout an entire 45-man unit of my Mongol infantry. That was so big right there, and that's going to put the balance of power back into Apollo's favor now. I do still have the advantage of having some like longer range units. I have 23 Mongols left, and I also have my general as well, who's going to be coming back for another charge. But I mean, Santa has snatched this from the jaws of defeat as it looks so far, but the balance of power is still extremely even right now. And my general's going to do a famous charge. The Khan is upset with his men, and he's going to move in to try and kill Santa once and for all. If we can kill Santa, we might be able to claim the victory there. And Santa has been slain. Santa has been slain on the battlefield. I guess it serves him right for not putting me on the nice list. I'm going to be pushing up my Mongol infantry to try and help out. I think I'm going to try and volley into the sides of these units to just, try and cut them down a little bit. There we go, a few arrows coming in, helping me out. However, my own general has also been slain. The Khan has been slain. So this battle is so close. Apollo has a few horses left and some Christmas elves, and I have a unit of these Mongol infantrymen left. Oh my god, this battle is ridiculously close. I'm going to be shooting off a few more volleys as well. I have a few more cavalrymen as well, which are still fighting in the battlefield. I'm trying to pull through here to get onto these Christmas elves to stop them from throwing their explosive snowballs. However, they are going to get a volley off, and that is going to rout my Mongol infantry. And then finally, I have 2 units of elite cavalry left, which could still bring victory to the Great Khan in his memory. However, it is not going to be the case. The Great Khan has failed in his invasion of Santa's workshop. However, who is going to make all the toys, as the elves and the snowmen and the Krampuses and Santa himself have been slain on this battlefield? It has been horrific. So much death. All Santa could have done is just put the Great Khan onto the Christmas list, and all this death would have been avoided. I mean, it's pretty brutal. Some brave men are managing to escape to tell the tale of the siege of Lapland, but so many men died and will just be washed away by the snow. So that was a really fun battle to play against with Apollo on this mod. Obviously, it was all for fun. There was no, we weren't really taking it serious or anything. We were just fighting for fun, trying to make an interesting and exciting battle with this mod. I think it's the first time either of us have played the mod as well. So really just, having a good time. If we look at the men deployed, we can see I deployed an extra 200 men than Apollo, but I did lose a lot more of my soldiers than Apollo did. I think quite a few of his soldiers routed off the battlefield, or maybe they just melted, who knows. If we look at the kills, we can really see that my Khan's Guard did an okay job. My dismounted lancers, my dismounted heavy lancers just really didn't do that great. I should have brought more Mongol infantry, because look at that. They slaughtered everything, and the trebuchets did awful as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Make sure to drop a like and a comment if you did, and I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.